Welcome to Comfort Havoc number 2. Instagram, you may be late if you come in at all. Alright, so looks like Instagram is not coming in, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. Alright, we're going to go and get the hell off of Instagram. Cool. Alright, Comfort Havoc number 2. I'm not doing any videoing tonight outside of what I'm about to talk about. And this is very important. Alright? So I want to make this abundantly clear. I want to make this 1,000% clear. And I'm probably going to piss off the lot of you. But I'd rather you be pissed off at me for being honest, or open and honest, than to have you happy-go-lucky and follow me and find out that, you know, I'm going to be a liar. So fuck that shit. I haven't lied to y'all since I started this channel. And there's no need to start lying to you now. I am in no way, shape, or form a Trump supporter, but I am going to say this. I respect you if you are, because you are a human being. Your lack of knowledge may be questionable. But here's the thing. This video is about Roe v. Wade. Alright? So let's keep the shit real. My alarm will go off in an hour. By then I plan on being in the shower. I'm going to keep this as real with you as possible. As possible. There are some Supreme Court justices that are extremely against the woman's right to choose. Alright? And I say this lovingly and as kindly as possible, and I would hate for anything bad to happen to anyone, but I say this to you judges that are stupid. Alright? I say this to you because you're stupid. I'm going to explain something about Roe v. Wade that you need to understand. Because until something happens to anyone directly, most people turn a blind eye, which is basically what these Supreme Justice members are going to do. People who want Roe v. Wade overturned. Let me say something to you excessive pro-lifers. I hope that there is never a day, and I say this lovingly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I hope that there is never a day that some woman in your family is raped, and you live in a state where no matter what, you dumb bastards, sign into effect that no woman can get an abortion if she's raped by her crazy uncle, if she's raped by her father, if she's raped down the wino down the street, if she's raped by somebody, if she's gang raped by 25 fucking people and winds up pregnant, and you have signed into a law that she can't get an abortion. So I don't believe in abortion as a means of birth control. I believe in a woman's right to choose. And I will hold this value until I die. I am a man. There's no boobs here. Alright? And if I was a woman, I'd have done the same thing. Because I strongly believe that the woman's right to choose is in danger. And that shit's not cool. That shit is not cool because what if one day I have a daughter and I can't be in the same place she is and I can't protect her? If all the martial arts you see me do on this damn channel, but I'm not at the right place at the right time to save her. What if she can't defend herself from 10 men who decide, hey, I'm going to body slam this chick on the ground, I'm going to rape her, I'm going to hold her down, I'm going to let my other 9 friends get it in. But you assholes, with your gavels, are about to try and overturn the woman's right to choose. See, again, I don't support abortion as birth control. But I do support the woman's right to choose. And God help you if a female in your family gets sexually assaulted after you sign this fucking shit into law that says, no, the woman does not have the right to have an abortion because she's 12 years old and she got assaulted by this janitor, by the principal, by a fellow student or a group of fellow students, i.e. the sports teams. I hope that this shit never happens to y'all, because y'all don't even take that shit into accountability. Oh, it can never happen to me. It can never happen to nobody in my family. That's exactly when that shit will happen. The second that you think something can't happen to you is exactly when it happens to you, because Murphy's Law is a thing. And for women, for God's sake, women, please hear me. If you are going to stand here and allow this shit, shame on you. Now, there are some women who go to abortion clinics, birth control. They're on a whole nother level of they need to be understanding the palm of my hand. I don't support violence against women in any way, shape, or form. But if you're using abortion as birth control, you need counseling. Not a smack across the face. Maybe a smack upside the back of the head so you'll realize that that is not what that is for. But if you are a 12-year-old girl, just coming into your own, your breasts are growing, men are looking at you strangely, you're growing hair in strange places, and all of a sudden you're walking home in your little schoolgirl outfit and you just dropped off your friend Tiffany. She lives 3 houses down. Because in case everyone forgot, statistically speaking, most incidences happen within 2 miles or 50 feet from their home. Rape victims have been raped in their homes by burglars, by people they fucking know. And you guys want to put someone in the Supreme Court Justice who is a female, who will be against Roe v. Wade and turn that shit over. And I hope she doesn't have any daughters. And if she does have daughters, I hope none of them ever get attacked. But what happens when it does? Are you going to force your child to keep a rape baby? Because ask yourself that before you turn that shit over, judges. If my daughter or granddaughter or great-granddaughter gets raped, am I going to make her keep the baby? Or we're going to bend the rules for my family because I'm the Supreme Court Justice, but every other woman on the planet that gets raped? No. Fair is fair. If my great-granddaughter gets raped and she has to keep her baby, your great-granddaughter needs to keep her baby too. Because fair is fair. So let's make it fair. Leave Roe v. Wade on the goddamn books. Because you don't know when the next rape victim is going to be someday. You don't know who the next rape victim is going to be. It could be your mother. It could be your grandmother. It could be your great-grandmother. It could be somebody that you know. But yet y'all want to put that off the books. So that a woman doesn't have the right to choose what she does with her body from the age of 12. Because there have been young ladies in third world countries that have been raped and have had babies from the age of 10. In America, we don't really play that shit. But what you don't know is that when a kid is molested and can become pregnant, you don't think about shit like that. I have nieces. Some of my nieces are adults and they chose to have children. Other of my nieces are not adults and they are children. So what happens when Uncle James, the Kung Fu master, can't be there? When their big brother can't be there? When their cousins, their fathers can't be there? And some asshole decides, I got you, I want you, I'm taking you, I'm making you, and you're going to be pregnant because there's nothing you can do. I'm not wearing prophylactics because you're a little girl, so I don't have to worry about you having a disease, but you got to worry about me having a disease, plus I'm impregnating your ass. But I'm okay because I'm going to go to jail for 15 to 20 and you're going to have my spawn. Because the law is not going to protect our little girls. And yet y'all want to vote a woman in. I don't give a damn what your belief is. But I do believe that if a woman is raped, there's no way in hell that anybody should be able to force her to have a rape baby. Hell, I don't know, I could have been a rape baby. But at that same time, this is probably one of the reasons why I don't want women to not be able to choose the right to have whatever they want done with their bodies. They have that right. Leave Roe v. Wade the fuck alone. You are all treading on thin ice with that shit. Because the more you put that into effect, the closer the chances is for someone that you know to be the victim of your own design. And that is probably the worst thing of all. Let me bring y'all to a little story about here in Virginia. See, there was a time where, and it got petitioned out, there was a time where Virginia lawmakers had decided that anybody who lived in Virginia, they was doing anywhere between 75 and 90 down 64 would have to pay for their ticket, where someone from out of our state could drive 75 to 105 all the way down 64, and we'd have to pay for it. But then, those assholes that wrote that law, their kids started getting caught by their cops. Whoop. You know how fast you were going? Because when you were from Virginia, not only did you have to pay your ticket, but you had to pay the extra taxes on that shit, which could lead up to almost $1,000. So when we would ride down the highway, you would see people from Virginia creeping along, barely doing that 5 miles allowed over the speed limit, where people who was coming from New York or Florida or California, anybody just gunning down the damn highway like they own the fucking place. And they pass us like we sitting still, and we doing the speed limit. But they're way past the speed limit. Cop gets them, they only pay that little fine, that little ticket. They get us, we pay the ticket plus the $1,000 fine. So when it started happening to the people who wrote that law's kids, the petition went into full fucking effect. Some people signed that son bitch twice to make sure that we didn't have to go through that shit, because it wasn't fair that people who could come from Tennessee could run 100 miles an hour down the fucking freeway and the highway, and we could barely do 50, 65. This is exactly what you're doing with Roe v. Wade. So what's it going to take? A Supreme Court justice's child or grandchild or great-grandchild to be raped for y'all to leave Roe v. Wade alone? Because that's probably what's going to happen. Because here's that thing about being a victim of your own design. It happens to everyone. Again, I stress, did you do not let this shit happen? And did you fight for Roe v. Wade? I'm sorry. I got a lot of sisters. I got a lot of female cousins on both sides. I don't know if any of them have been rape victims, but I do know a couple of rape victims. Not going to go into one of their babies being a rape baby, but I do know that one of the victims' babies is a rape baby. And it sickens me to no end that anybody who thinks that a woman that is raped chose that shit to happen, chose to get pregnant by her rapist, and chooses to carry the baby. And if you think that, you should get boots to ass. Like, literally. So fight. Ladies, you have to fight for your right to choose. You have to fight for your right to choose what you do with your body. I mean, it's the same thing to me as consent. If a woman doesn't want to have sex, a man has to not have sex with that woman. Now, granted, his feelings are going to be hurt. He'll have to get the fuck over it because she said no. So, why is Roe v. Wade even an issue? The women should have the right to choose what they want to do with their body. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. This isn't the ancient era where a woman was a man's property, and whether she wanted to have sex with him or not, even if he wasn't married, she was his property, and whatever he said, go. No. And if I live long enough to have a child, which probably won't happen since I'm almost 50, I don't want my daughter to be subject to a world where somebody rapes her and I couldn't save her, or her brother or her sister or her mother couldn't save her. That she has to carry the bastard seed of some asshole from the street. Insane uncle, insane cousin, insane wrestler that she met at a fanfare. Because rape does happen, people. Rape happens every 15 minutes. Probably more, probably less. Statistically speaking, those things are off by a couple of degrees, but still, rape happens. If not you, someone you know, or someone you know who knows someone else, who knows someone else has been raped or molested or incest. I dated a rape victim, a molestation person. She was molested as a child. She was raped as an adult. I hope she's happy wherever she is. But this is the reason why I strongly believe the woman's right to choose should never come off the table. It should always be a law. Now, on the flip side of that coin, a woman should never use abortion as a means of birth control. For you dummies, they make pills for that. It's called the Plan B, the morning after pill. There's doctors that can put those little IED doohickey thingies inside you so that you don't get pregnant. or most importantly, the one thing that you can't escape, use condoms, practice abstinence, but don't get abortions for birth control. Do whatever you gotta do, but fight for your right to choose, ladies. Because if you don't, no one else will. This is Comfort Habit number 2. Be seeing you.